Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm bringing to you my March wrap-up. I literally cannot believe that it's already April. The year is going by so fast. It's already a fourth over. Like, what is this? I'm having like an existential crisis right now. So the first book I read in March was Soulless by Gail Carriger. Now this was our pick for the Lonely Genres book club, which is essentially a book club where we read genres that are lonely, aka people aren't really talking about them on BookTube. And so our first genre was steampunk, and so we were recommended this book. Although I have to say that it wasn't as steampunky as we thought it was going to be. Basically, it takes place in an alternative history in Victorian London where supernatural creatures like vampires and ghosts and werewolves are out in public and everybody knows about them, and our main character Alexia has this condition called being soulless, where when she touches one of those creatures she kind of turns them human for a little bit. And there's a lot of layers to this book because it's Victorian. There's a lot of things about being prim and proper and like society at the time, and I really did enjoy this idea of the supernatural creatures being out in the open because I felt like it was a commentary on society and how they view minorities, because people definitely look down on the supernatural creatures in this book. And even the main character Alexia was really unique because she was Italian and she was living in England in the Victorian era, and people looked down on her for being an Italian, and she was a little bit more voluptuous, and there was just a lot of things that made her a interesting female character, especially in a Victorian setting book. Overall, I would recommend this book to people because it's quite funny. The writing style is really quirky, so it's a little hard to get into at first. I actually ended up listening to it on audio even though I have this copy because it just was so weird and very Victorian. So yeah, it was pretty good. If you want to hear more about my thoughts, if you've read this and you want to know more, I'll link our live show down below because we actually already did that. We had Tasha from Fairy Drugs as a guest and it was just a good time, so I'll link this down below. The next book I read was Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. Basically, it's a contemporary about this girl named Maddie who is allergic to everything, and she can't leave her house because of this medical condition she has, and then this boy named Ollie moves in next door, and of course hijinks ensue. He changes her life, all that. I actually loved this book. I thought it was so cute. The writing style was really light and refreshing, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because I just enjoyed it so much. There were aspects that I wish could have been developed more, like certain characters, and it was a really quick story, so I kind of wanted more. Like when it ended, I was like, was that all I get? Because I'm just like, I need more Ollie in my life. I also really appreciated the diversity in this book. The main character is actually half black, half Japanese, and I just really liked that aspect. Like I said, it was just super cute. It was a quick read, and although I do want more, I want more of those characters, overall it was really enjoyable, and I really recommend it to everyone, especially since it had this cool format where it had little like drawings in the book, and it was just super cute. And also Nicola Yoon's husband is actually the person who drew them, which is nice that they like collabed on a book together. Everything about this book is just cute, so you should all just read it, even though the ending is gonna make you be like, I want more, because it just is so good. After that, I read books 4 and 5 of The Mortal Instruments, which is City of Fallen Angels and City of Lost Souls. As far as City of Fallen Angels goes, I liked it a lot actually. People usually say that's their least favorite book, but I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of Simon in that book, and Simon is like my favorite character, and I was loving that. I did think Jace and Clary were kind of dramatic and annoying at times. I don't know if I'm supposed to be all about their ship. I don't know, I'm not feeling it like other people. Maybe I'm too old or something, but they just seem so dramatic and immature, and I just can't. And I really love Simon, and so I was really glad to see a lot of Simon. And the story took a way different turn than I was even thinking. Like there were elements that I was like, I did not consider that. So I really liked that book. And then as far as City of Lost Souls go, I liked it a little less. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I felt like it was really long and there was a lot of build-up, and the ending was really cool, but it took a long time to get there. I still was kind of tired of Jace and Clary, but it was a little different in this book. Obviously I can't talk too much about the plot because that would give away the rest of the series. But yeah, also there was a lot of Simon, which, you know, I love Simon, so I'm really looking forward to reading City of Heavenly Fire, but I'm kind of taking a break for a second because that was just a lot of Shadowhunter at once, and I just need to take a breather. And the last book I read in March was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling, obviously. Now, this was obviously a reread for me. I am trying to go through the series again because I've only gone through it twice before, and so this is like my 3rd time. I listened to it on audio because Jim Dale narrates, and he's amazing. And I just had so much fun listening to this book. I connected to it in ways that I haven't in a long time, and I also noticed a lot of things that I didn't notice in my previous time rereading the series, and I just love little Harry. When I was growing up, I always had a love-hate relationship with Harry, and I didn't always love him as the main character, but rereading this book, maybe it's because I'm like an adult now, but I just was like, this little boy has been through so much, and I cried like when he opened his Christmas presents and he was so surprised that he got presents, and when Mrs. Weasley hugged him, and just all throughout that book I was like, I love this. But that's pretty much it for my reading in March. I read 5 books and I was pretty content with that. I really enjoyed everything I read, and I listened to most of them on audio. I think Everything is the only one that I physically read. I don't know what that says about me. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks lately, but that's fine. It's fun. It's cool. It helps me read more. So thank you guys so much for watching. You're all beautiful. Have a nice day. So oh, my camera's gonna die. That's perfect. I did think Jerry